I feel there's value in showing you that obtaining permissions involves more than knocking on doors. It's about establishing relationships and building trust, and listening to their stories about the connections they have to their land. You see, most of the places I detect aren't necessarily found on maps, but through reading books, word of mouth, and making personal connections. Who doesn't like coming upon an old cellar hole back in the mountains and wondering what their lives were like living here? In today's episode, I introduce you to Gary as we explore old homesteads on his farm. Some are a mystery to him. I hope you sit back and relax and take this walk with us as I show you my behind-the-scenes interactions in order to present my efforts to preserve history through storytelling and metal detecting. This is going to be a behind-the-scenes video here, and I am here with Gary. I'm not going to mention his last name, but Gary and I, we're going to go on a little bit of a history hunt. You know, he's telling me about some old places back in the mountains of West Virginia. We're going to go check them out. This used to be a county road back in the day. Actually, it's probably an old pioneer road at one time, right?
I think one time the stagecoach run.
There's some old house sites, so we're gonna go check them out. And these might be digs for a later day. But this is how we find these places. We do some recon. I just told Gary how beautiful this looks. And we're gonna walk down here. There's some we're starting to see some old stone walls, and there's a barn down here. Now the barn isn't where a house is, right? Or right. House stood. There could have been back in the day, and there actually could have been a house back in here, and that could be something worth investigating. These old farms, you know, the soil is very, very rocky. There's a lot of rocks here, and they would build these stone walls, and we're coming up on a stone wall now. And they would do this. They would line their property lines a lot like this. Or they'd find a gully or a valley, and then they would dump all the stone walls. Boy, that stone wall down there, I don't know if you guys can see it. That's a beautiful one down there.
Yeah. Well, it goes all the way down there, and then there's another one down there at the bottom.
Yep. So you guys, in the what I call the off seasons of the summer, I know a lot of detectors further north than where I live, they do a lot of their detections in the summer. We don't do detections in the summer. I don't down here, because I don't know if you can see out through here, but I told Gary, I said, this is just prime ripe territory for timber rattlers, isn't it? We got a lot of them around here.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, this barn's got a stone foundation on it.
Stone foundation. Oh, that's a beauty. Yeah, I can see cut stone right there on this corner.
Now I'm trying to remember where the house is.
I bet there was a house in here.
Yeah, there's a house here somewhere. I'm not sure where.
I bet there was a house there. Well, you know, there's a pile of stone right there where that tree is.
Right.
And I know my fans can't see it, but I can. But yeah, if you see the stone there on the left, that looks like a cut stone.
Right.
That looks like a mantle stone. I bet there could have been a house right in there. In a lot of my videos, I talk about black walnut. Black walnut here in this part of the Appalachians was a very prized fruit tree. And you see these a lot around old homesteads. And this black walnut tree here, I mean, that's huge, isn't it?
Yeah. 300 years.
Beautiful.
I think the old house stood down there.
All right, here's a huge pile of stone right here. And this stone pile, what they would do, the old pioneers would grub all the stones off of a field, and they would come up here and they would dump them in big piles like this.
That's the old cellar right there.
Okay, right there. So Gary and I, we just came up on the old house here, and they're actually doing work on it. They're restoring this whole place. which is good. That's a good sign. That's a good thing. But you can see how this has been, you know, it's been graded out. All the original topsoil is going to be below that, which actually is a shame that they didn't pull that up to put on this, you know, because this shell here, I mean, that won't grow anything.
No.
And there, up back there, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's an old spring house there. It's probably a spring house.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They have a modern outhouse there. And here's the view, which is just fabulous. Just a beautiful view. Now, is there another house site further down? This is it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you guys. So that's one house site. Maybe this one gets checked off the list. I mean, that I don't think we could do anything with. And here on the road, I found a piece of porcelain chinaware. This could come from an old plate, could have come from an old teacup. But it's stuff like this. If you keep your eyes open, you'll be able to find artifacts like this laying on the ground that can help you identify where places once stood. Now, I don't know if a house stood right there. There could have been one anywhere in here.
Glass.
Found a piece of milk glass.
I just happened to look down and happened to see it there. Thought I'd do it. I'd say it's milk glass.
It's got a flat surface right there. All right, good eye, Gary. And this yellow flower here, I wanted to let you guys see that. This is what my grandmother would always call colt's foot, or colt's feet. And it's one of the earliest flowering plants of a spring. And my grandmother, she died when she was 94 years old back in 2008. And I remember as a kid riding in the back seat of the car with my grandparents, and my grandmother always would look for those flowers because she knew spring was coming. And back in the old times when winters used to be hard and severe, early signs of spring like that was always longed for and looked forward to. We're going to follow this out. It's probably going to go to a high knoll up here, and at these high knolls is where they put the cemeteries. So we're going to go check that out. All right, you guys, I pointed something out to Gary. I told him, I said, I think there was a rock-lined well here, and he said it was a spring, but if you could see the rocks, I'll try to point it out. It's circular. It goes around here. There's some cut rock right up there. And it looks like they might have filled this in, but I bet you there's an old house site right in here, Gary. Right up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say there's an old house site in here somewhere. And there's brick. Look, see the brick? There's brick right there.
Yep. I would say the house is right up there on top.
Yep. All right, let's go take a look at the cemetery.
Oh, no problem.
All right, so we are coming upon the cemetery now. Yeah, beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I'm gonna get.
Now here we are at the cemetery. He said they used to keep that clean. There could have been a house site back there.
Yeah.
But look at this. April, May. The baby lived a month and a day. Wow.
John Moreland, 1889 to 1962. His wife, 1897 to 1981.
So this is a fairly recent one here.
Yeah.
This one here, they passed away a year before the baby died. Come ye blessed. The gates of heaven with the star.
Yep. They need to. But you can't go. You don't know who they are.
They've got some lilies planted here.
See, the grave here is down the hill.
Yeah.
They always put the headstone.
Yeah, and they planted a flower with each one. So there's a flower. There's a flower there.
There's one right there.
There's one right there, and right there.
Yep.
And the same over here.
I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna say,
Yeah, look at that. 11 years old, he died.
Yep.
Gary said that there was an old home site down in here somewhere.
This used to be an orchard in here.
We're heading down here to where the house stood, and I saw this right here, and I told Gary, I said, look, there's a foundation right here. Look at this. Right on this ridge here. Right on this ridge. Look at that. This is beautiful. Man, this is stunning.
That hoe where? I used to put trout in that one. Back up here, I'd put them in that. And they'd float, they go up and down through here when the water was up good.
Well, you know, I saw something down there jump. Well, I tell you, look at all the rock in there.
Yeah. They just let the cattle roam.
This is beautiful. Now over here, get back over to this. You can see where the corner stood here, and there, and there, and there. So there was a barn here. So, you know, there could be horse tack, bridles, buckles in here, Gary.
Oh yeah, wouldn't doubt it. Like I said, there's the road that came up.
Yep, came up on old horse and buggy and wagons and buck wagons. Came across. Came right into this valley here. Now, up there in that hollow, that swell, I can see rock piles up all up through there. Mm-hmm. So they cleared all this out.
Yeah. Or Logan will be over here hunting turkeys, trying to find one.
Alright, so we're gonna go down here where he said the old homestead stood. Okay, so I told Gary, I said you can clearly see where it's been cut. And he said they had the garden right here.
Part, and then I think the house is down here on this corner.
Okay. Look, all these walnut trees are on the line right there.
Yeah. They used to be able to see a stone or something here. To where it was.
Right up here, I can see it. It looks like I can see a foundation right up here.
Part of it right here.
Right there?
I think this might be part of it right here too. But we never moved nothing around here.
Well, look right here.
I know that's part of it right there.
Yeah, this looks cut.
Yeah, that's been, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there, right here.
Foundation right here.
Right here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so right here, I don't know if you guys can see, there's here, there, and there, and there. So it wasn't on a foundation, it was on piers or
right. Mm-hmm.
pilings.
Right.
And I would say that this house is probably post-Civil War. If the earliest tombstone back there was Mr. Moreland was born in 1850. You know, I would say that this was probably board and siding right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was board and siding, I know that. So we'd find some of them. And that's another cornerstone right there.
Yeah, right here, it's cut. I would say that there was another building that stood right here.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Probably an outbuilding.
Probably.
Chicken coop, or
yeah.
You can see where the road came up through here.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Man, what a beautiful spot. Look out through there.
Yeah. Now there's your laurel bed
Yeah.
up in there.
Yeah.
You can't hardly get through it.
Yeah, I can see it. It looks thick.
Yeah.
And look, this looks like a golf course. It's so beautiful.
Yep. It ain't been timbered for 40 years.
There's a lot of nice walnut on here.
Oh, that's something else.
So they didn't put the orchard down here, they put it up on top.
Up on top. Mm-hmm.
And why would they do that?
Because of the frost in the spring of the year. It'd be warmer up high than it would be down low. Yeah, you hardly ever see an apple orchard or anything like down in a low valley.
What do you guys think? Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. It's called a red fin minnow. Their fins are red.
Yeah, I've seen those, and those are actually native to the state, I believe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But anyhow, we've caught them 8 inches long out of here.
There's another hole.
Huh?
I mean, that could hold trout right there.
Oh yeah.
And right up here, I saw something jump up here, Gary. Wow, look at this. Gary brought me over to the barn here, and I wanted you all to see this. This notching is a saddle notch. This is an early period notch. Normally, this notching style is a pre-1840 notch. This is known as a German notch here locally, and this style of notching came into use when the Germans settled in America in these parts here in the 1700s up to 1840. Look how big that log is. How big would you say that is? That 30 inches there? That last one?
Probably about, well, from outside edge to outside edge, it'd probably be about 22 to 24.
22, 24?
Uh-huh.
Looks big.
Yep.
And what a shame, huh? What a shame. Here's a...
That's just an old regular old Sarah.
I thought it might be cedar. I think it is. It's cedar. It's cedar wood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's cedar. Oh, that's a nice piece of wood right there.
Yep. Mm-hmm. We've been in this a long time. I see where one slipped off and then it all started coming down.
Yeah. Oh, what a shame.
I'd love to be able to figure out some way to get these logs out of here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame. I mean, you know, people could use these logs to restore another structure, another building, another house.
Yeah, they're in excellent shape, the ones in here. Yep.
Look, you can see the hand marks where they took an adze,
Yeah.
hewn it out.
Yep. If it wasn't for this tree here holding it up,
Yeah.
it'd have been down.
Boy, what a pity, what a shame.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds good. It's probably a... Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Holy cow.